My name's Isla Alejandro and this is Diary Room, episode 2. No? Cut. So it's been really, really good to get the Prem underway. We've had our first 2 games, so we had Ealing at home and Sale away. 2 very, very different fixtures, I would say. Ealing, they've really found their feet in terms of the league. Obviously, they were a new team, but now I think they're a really dangerous attacking side, and I think that probably showed in the score as well. But I think we did a lot to learn from our previous mistakes and learnings from the first time we played them at the end of the PWR Up series. So yeah, it was really, really good to get the first home win, first league win, bonus point win at home. For any team, like Sale is always a tough place to go away. You're going up north, you're on the coach for ages. It's probably colder than everywhere else in the country, or at least feels that way. We kind of had a conversation in the changing room of like, we maybe have a lot that we could choose to complain about. Like we'd been able to travel up the night before, which was really, really good, but because it was a late kick-off, there was a lot of downtime on the Saturday. So yeah, I think people at the start were feeling a little bit groggy, but we kind of had this sort of narrative of whatever you want to complain about, don't, everyone's in the same boat, get on with it. And I think as soon as we sort of started looking at it from that sort of perspective, everyone started really, really enjoying it. Looking at team cohesion's been really, really massive for us over like the past few years, even since I've joined Saracens, and I think we always look for really good opportunities to be able to do that. So on Friday night, we actually managed to find a little Scarefest maze that was going on in Manchester. There was like a group of us, like a group of 10 or 11 of us managed to go to. And I think, yeah, it was just a really, really good opportunity to get some like good vibes off the pitch. Okay, so the Cleall header. Basically, there was a line out and I think it was Sophie Tansley popped the ball down to Bri. Bri wasn't looking and it just like off the top of a noggin. I know that the forwards have got like some special plays that they do, so I actually wouldn't have put it past them to have been something that they planned. Didn't seem like it though. Going into the Sale game, we sort of like identified where like a bit of space would be, but then I think more than anything, it's just sort of like heads up rugby when it comes to it, and I think it's always a fun time to be a winger when you can just stand wide, wait for a crossfield kick, and it just comes to you perfectly. I think that's probably the nicest thing about it. I'm constantly like shouting for a crossfield kick. Most of the time they just ignore you. But yeah, actually came off for once, which was lovely. Managed to score off the end of it, which yeah, not gonna complain about that. My role at the foundation, so I'm the Women and Girls Project Officer there. I run 2 projects, so we have Empower Her and Inspire Her. Yeah, so Empower Her, it's absolutely amazing. It's sort of my main project that I do, and it's all about creating sort of the future female leaders in sport industries. So we have like participants who are like 16 to 24 years old. They get paired up with a mentor who's already working in sport industries. And then we have like guest speakers come in, they do workshops, they build a campaign purely planned and sort of designed by them over the year, which is really, really cool. The Ealing game was actually the campaign launch event for what the girls had been working on last year, which was called Girls Out Loud, which was really, really cool. So I think it was quite a busy day for me because I was playing and then had to go up, but it was a really, really special occasion to be able to have all of these girls down, watching the game first and then being able to do the campaign stuff afterwards. And then Inspire Her is all just about girls' participation with rugby in schools and stuff like that. So just going into schools, doing a lot of coaching, mostly secondary schools. And so yeah, it's just really, really nice to be able to go out to the community and yeah, sort of build those relationships there. Yeah, I think this weekend against Bristol is going to be really, really exciting. Obviously, there's a bit of a historical want to beat them at home because unfortunately that's what they did to us in the semi-final. So I think being able to go to Ashton Gate, I believe it's the first time that we've played at Ashton Gate as well, in terms of a PWR fixture against Bristol. Yeah, I think it's set to be a really, really cool day. I mean, it's a double header with the men's as well, which doesn't happen very often. All of our internationals are back from WXV as well. Whether they're training or not, I think it's just going to be absolutely amazing to have them in the mix. And sort of like I said with Sale, like the vibes have been great and like kicking on more into the league and then being able to sort of like have this Bristol away game, double header against the team that knocked us out last year. I think it's going to be a really, really big week in terms of prep and sort of getting all of that down. But then again, it's going to be really, really good to have the girls back. No? Cut.